Today is day 123 of the year of streaming and learning to code. At least I hope. We are down to the wire. I think we made it. It's like 11:58 or 11:59 on May 3rd. So we will find out if it registers as the 3rd of May on Twitch for the stream. I'm pretty sure it will. Hey, little kitty. So, yeah, that's that. Down to the wire. We are continuing on from last night. We made it like part of the way through section 7. I think it was halfway through the Zen of Ruby. And we are going to finish that up. Wow, little kitty, you just completely stuck the tip of your nose, or the tip of your tail into my nose. We are continuing on 63% of the way through. So let's go ahead and dive into that. Little kitty, it is very hard to see over your back. Can you go hang out on the bed? Awesome. Thank you. Good. Okay, so we made it to section 7. Refactoring. The Zen of Ruby. And we made it 45% of the way through, roughly. I think it was 9 sections out of 20. And we are just going to pick up where we left off. We will do a brief overview of what we conquered yesterday. And then we will continue on from here, section 10, or part 10 of 20. All right. And just make sure OBS, everything good in OBS. We've got the webcam, we've got little kitty, the mic, and Codecademy. I think we're set. I think we're gold. And the chat. We have chat up on our phone. Good. Everything is awesome. Right? This is very, very Lego movie, right? Esque. So the overview. That's what we were going to do. We were going to power through the first 9. Code portion only. None of the story time. From the top, get our link start for today. Technically tonight. Alright. Ruby is eloquent equals true, Ruby is ugly equals false, puts Ruby is eloquent if Ruby is eloquent, puts Ruby is not ugly unless Ruby is ugly. They were prepping us for what's to come, basically the one-liner simple if-else statements, or unless, anything that could be crammed from multi-line into one line. Here again, we've got puts, little kitty is napping if true. David Smith spits that out. Just as expected. The one line unless puts little kitty isn't napping unless false. Alright. One good turn deserves a ternary. Puts true question mark ha 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 colon wahahaha. And since it was true, gave us the first pre-colon string. And when and then, the case statement. Puts hello greeting equals gets.chomp. Case greeting, when English then puts hello, when French then puts bonjour, when German then puts guten Tag, when Finnish then puts allu. That's right. Else, damn you little kitty, I love you so much. But you keep covering the screen, isn't that right? You're so soft. You're so interesting, even though you're so furry. Usually those two factors are directly opposite of each other in correlation to each other. Else puts, I don't know that language. Let's set you down. How about you go somewhere else? Deppy? No, you're ruining the code, little cat. I can see that you've ruined the code. What if we do Command Z? Will that put it back? It did put it back. Alright, so that was that, and end. Save and submit. Hello there. Oh, they want us to interact with it. Hey, your tail. Good God, you keep whipping my eyelashes. You just assume the napping position. No, 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 no. Yeah, nails. Okay. Kinda stressful, right? Kinda stressful. As if coding without a cat clawing you and at your keyboard isn't hard enough, juggling a cat while trying to learn to code. That's only for the dedicated. We did German last night, I believe, so we're going to do Finnish tonight, and we're just typing into the abyss of the editor. You cat. God. You should have been turned into a pair of violin strings. Will you stop clawing my stomach? I can't even think. Damn you, Whiskers. Damn you. What's happening? Who's typing? Who's on first? Finish. Hello. Hello indeed. Hello. Okay, tips and tricks. We were making good progress. 6 of 20 conditional assignments. Again, we are halfway through our overview. We'll continue on new progress for tonight, section 10. You just got to make it through the next couple, recapping last night, since we only made it halfway through this section. Favorite book, nil. Puts favorite book. What did they call it? Conditional assignment operator. Conditional assignment. Cat's Cradle. Favorite book, Wise Pointy Guide to Ruby. Favorite book, already had that, and then favorite book equals blah blah blah. Okay, run it, spits it out, shows nothing, Cat's Cradle twice, and finally Wise Pointy Guide to Ruby. Next, now you try. Write your favorite code on line 2, favorite language, conditional assignment, sass attack, save and submit, time to get sassy. Section 7, wow, why does my face feel so furry? I blame you, little cat, because you keep hitting my eye with your freaking tail. Implicit return, define multiple of 3n. We got rid of return. There was a return here, like so, and we got rid of it. Ta-da! But on this guy, yeah, no return for you. A one-way ticket, buddy. Yeah, you don't care. Next lesson. So there's that. Section 9. This is the last section of the overview, and then we will dive into all of tonight's nonsense, finishing out 10 through 20. Okay, 9 was short circuit evaluation. Define A. What's A? A was evaluated. Return true, and define B. Puts B was evaluated, return true, and end. That's right, they were discussing the and or operators, and just the overall concept. Since and requires both sides, it was showing how Ruby processes the operators, and it shows the print statements for what it'll spit out. And yeah, it was A was true, so it only printed out A for or. But since it was true for both, but the way Ruby processes it is it prints both statements for A and B, which makes sense, but I digress. We'll just hit save and submit. Ta-da, see? A was evaluated true. A was evaluated. B was also evaluated because all of it was true. Shocking. I know. Okay, here we are. New territory. Here is where technically day 123 begins. The right tool for the right job. Sooner or later, we need to check to see if the webcam and mic are still in the right place, because little kitty was a freaking monster. Oh, sorry about that, little cat. That was your face. That was your face. Is that roughly? I don't even know. That's gotta be good enough, right? Gotta be good enough. Okay, so what are we doing? The right tool for the right job. Sooner or later, you're going to need to perform a repetitive task in your programs. Many programming languages allow you to do this with a for loop. And while Ruby does include for loops, there are better tools available to us. If we want to do something a specific number of times, we can use the dot times method, like so. 5 dot times puts oddly, oddly. I don't use that word every day. If we want to repeat an action, for every element in a collection, we can use dot each. 1, 2, 3, each, x for a variable puts x times 10. It'll print 10, 20, 30 on separate lines, instructions. Let's get a little inventive, write a loop that only puts the even values of my array. Bonus points if you use a one-line if. Okay. We can do that. Hey, little cat, what the hell are you chewing on? Oh, wow, that she's just sucking on her toes. Doing little kitty things. Good old-fashioned toe sucking. Good, good. While she cleans her toes, we will focus on putsing our even values from the array. So, if I was a value in an array in Ruby, and I wanted to spray eveny goodness all over, what would I do? I would first follow something freakishly similar to this. So I would do my array. Dot each. Early nonsense. What do we want to call them? N for numbers? Sure. We could do A for array. We'll do A for array. Puts N if. How did we do it? It was something blah if. The if goes first and then the puts. If something blankety blankety blank. Because I know it'll be if N is equivalent to modulo 0, I think. But it's where do we put the if bit? Don't mind the error. We're going to get an error, and that's totally cool. I'm going to jump back to a simpler if. You know what? We should have just looked at the hint on page 10 at the bottom. Puts whatever we need if, and then our value. So puts blah 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 if blankety blankety blank. Let's jump back 10. Puts puts for a. Oh, I don't know why we have N. we should have A there. Puts A. If A is equivalent no, that's not right. If A modulo 2, that's what it is. I don't know why I was really struggling with that so much. Equals 0. There we go. That's so much better. Let's run with that. So myArray.each in curly braces, we're going to be referencing A, and we're going to print A if A modulo 2 is 0. Let's give that a shot. Ta-da! D-D-D-D-D-D 2, 4, 6, 8. Deal with it, Codecademy. We'll check out their hint. Remember, even numbers are evenly divisible by 2. You can check this, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so there wasn't any straightforward answer like so floating there in the hint, which is good. Onwards. Section 11. Up the down staircase. If we know the range of numbers we'd like to include, we can use dot up to and dot down to. Is a much more Rubyist solution than trying to use a for loop that stops when a counter variable hits a certain value. We might use dot up to print out a specific range of values. Dot up to 100 num print num blankety blank. 95 up to 100 will print 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. So it's inclusive for both 95 and 100. Okay. And we can use it down to, so that was up to, and use dot down to do the same thing with descending values. You think up to and down to work on the alphabet. Only one way to find out. Use up to dot puts the capital letters L through P. Make sure to use puts and not print, so each letter's on its own line. I guess we can get int. Okay, and they've they spell it out for us, which I'm gonna steal this. Write your code, because I'd rather doctor, if we're gonna be stealing anything, I'd rather have to doctor their general example than doctor the hint they have. So L up to E letters L. We'll just call it L. Maybe that'll be confusing it. I don't want to just call it let. We'll call it letters, lowercase letters. Letters, print letters. Puts letters, and we don't need the comma. At least I don't think we need a comma. Fascinating. I don't think we need a comma if we'll be putsing. Puts L. Not L. Letters. Okay. Shot in the dark. Let's do this. Let's go weird. Holy shit, it works. Now, I'm curious what happens if we do a lowercase p. Or a lowercase l, you know? What then? Just totally confused. Maybe does every other one? Yeah, it gets gets way too confused. Doesn't even know what it's looking at. So it must, well, now seeing this, it looks like it must have, I was going to say, if it's doing it in order like this, then it must mean it has like a reference, like a directory, or I guess in Ruby, a hash. Maybe that's not even the right term, but like it logs all the letters. These are like points almost on a number line. They must have all the capital letters followed by different numbers and symbols, and then all the lowercase letters followed by different numbers and symbols. And it looks to be almost exactly like that. They've got capital nonsense, a bunch of noise, and then all the lowercase stuff, and it's just confused as all get out. Let's try a lowercase l to e. Hold on, little monster. Try again. Now that works perfectly fine. The reason why it's giving us the error is because it wants all capital letters, and you know what? That's why it gave us the error last time. There was actually nothing wrong with that. Let's do capital P though. This should be interesting because it looks like capital letters came before lowercase. Now, unless it's on a continuous cycle, or maybe it's a non-ordered list of just values, yada to mean, right? Let's find out. See there, it's just confused. Point is because all the capital letters came first and then the lowercase, so since we're starting at lowercase l and we're counting up, incrementing upwards, it hits the bottom of the list. It can't, P comes before it, you know? That'd be like starting at L, it's not, yeah. It'd be like starting at, if 1 through 50 were capital letters and 51 through 100 were lowercase letters, this would be like starting at 67 and saying count upwards to 17. You can't get that. The directions don't work out on that. So let's go ahead and do L. Set everything right in the universe. Ta-da! D. Tons of fun. Onwards. Section 12 of 20. Call and response. Ruby is less concerned about what kind of things an object is and really only cares about what method calls its response to. Remember what we mentioned? No. Remember what we mentioned, that symbols are awesome for referencing method names. Vaguely. What the symbol? Bringing stuff. Yeah. Colon life. Okay, kinda recall. Okay, remember when we mentioned symbols are awesome for referencing method names? Well, .respond to question mark takes a symbol and returns true if an object can receive that method and false otherwise. For example, 123 .respond to question mark push would return true since you can call .push on an array object. However, 123 .respond to $2sim would return false since you can't turn an array into a symbol. Fair enough, that makes sense. Instructions. Rather than checking to see if our age variable is an integer, check to see if it will respond to the .next method. .next will return the integer immediately following the integer it's called on, meaning for .next will return 5. I think I'm still following them. Not 100% sure. Remember, you'll need to pass .respond to a symbol. This means it will take the colon next as an argument, not next. Okay. Pretty confused at this point. Hey, cat, did you Well, it's not terrible because it's mostly dark, but that's the, you see that was the little cat's fault. You just kind of bopped it down a little. Typical. Typical. Did she move the mic? I don't know. I don't think she did anything recently with it. Except for chewing on shit next to us. Hey! Go do something. Go be productive. Stop chewing on shit. Hold on. She's just rummaging. Good. Good. Okay. She's adorable. She's a nightmare, but she's adorable. What are we doing? We're doing something. We're responding, and we're nexting, and we're putting a 4 into a 5, and hoping good things happen. Rather than checking to see if our age variable is an integer, check to see if it will dot respond to the dot next method. Dot next will return the integer immediately following the integer it's called on, meaning 4.next will return 5. So I feel like I'm supposed to do 4.next dot respond to question mark versus, well, not 4. I guess it would be age dot next dot respond to instead of age dot respond to dot next. There's only so many ways we can mess this up, so let's do our best to get through them as seamlessly as possible. Copy. That can't be right. The other thing is down in the hint, they reference next with a colon, and there's just confusion on my end. Did you remember to give dot respond to a symbol? See, colon next instead of next. I'm so fucking confused. So, age dot next. So the age dot next, and then I guess colon next dot respond to. That doesn't feel right at all. You know, that's full of stupid. That can't be right. That also looks dumb. My soul feels itchy just looking at this. Yeah, super confused. That's hot. Normally have to pay to get an error like that, but this is real angry. Unexpected P. Simberg. We're gonna go ahead and blame this all on the little kitty. Furry devil. Call response. Call and response. Okay. Hey, check yourself, little cat. Don't understand call and response. How perfectly appropriate. Will you stop running up on things? Based on the instruction, what should you use with what are the instructions? Little cat, I can't read what is happening. Based on the instructions, what's the correct code? 4.5 next will return 5. Well, yeah. Okay, we're going to set you over here. What's the correct code? Tiny cat. Go explore somewhere else. Why do you have to be on the desk right now? You sleep for 19 hours a day. Why do you have to be awake at this very moment and right here? There's a whole household you could explore. You have zero concept of what I'm saying to you right now. You're all about that mic life. And will you stop hitting the webcam? Oh my god, oh my god. You have like 12 more seconds of glory before I throw you onto the bed. With love. But you're gonna be hurled at the bed. Good, good, good. She's on the bed. Alright. She can smell our frustration. Ah. Okay, so. Where the hell were we? OBS, let's rebuild Humpty Dumpty once again. Fucking animal. Okay, is that relatively decent? Hopefully. No one will ever know. Okay, so we are doing things. What are we doing? Right, we were looking at the code stuff, call and response. You know the code. Age equals 26. Add your code below. 26.next. Respond to colon put. Good for you. Lol. Maybe I don't quite understand this, so I'll explain my thought process. Based on the example provided, is how I respond to check if push would work correctly on this array. In the example on the task, check to see if we'll respond .to the next method, the .next method. Age is 26. This is what I'm thinking. Now, why is age in brackets? That's what I want to know. I've tried this and it evaluates to false. I know there are other proposed solutions in this thread, but I don't quite understand why they are true as opposed to this, which falls perfectly in line with the example code. Okay. This guy. This is what I'm thinking. I think the brackets are dumb. I think he's on the right path with .respond to, and it's the parameter. I guess the parameter for respond to. But it's next. This bit right here. The hint says use blah blah blah. Oh, as the argument. I'm still struggling with. Okay, remember you'll need to pass the respond to a symbol. This means it will take colon next as an argument, not next. Okay. Even though it's 123 days, despite the menagerie of languages that I've gone through in the last 123 days, I'm still working on getting used to dealing with the vocabulary. I guess that's what it would be, the terminology. And like I'll read stuff and it doesn't spark anything. These are just regular words. I still need to get that mindset of argument. This means it will take, like, it just all of this. I do get that the hint literally tells you what you need to do. The hint explicitly says, just on a lower line, this guy .respond to, need to pass it a symbol, which means it will have this, and this means it will take colon next as an argument. Being a parameter or an argument, whatnot, colon Next, it's all there, it's just my ability. The code isn't wrong. I mean, this code isn't properly formatted yet, but I'm what's wrong. It's been 123 days. That's the moral of the story. Steven is wrong, but we're working on that. We're going to fix that. It's just taking a while. Good. We've found the source of the issue. This guy. See, and then when I go through the forums, I don't know why, but then I'm reading it in human terms here, because that's what they're explaining it as. And that's why it clicked here when reading it, but I don't know why I don't have... I'm reading it as human terms here, not as in the programming mindset, which is bad for me. We end up in a state of confusion on this wild goose chase. Anywho, that's that. Slice into my hell, right? Okay, age.respond to question. Its argument or parameter would be the symbol because of the colon. Next. Let's close this guy, run this. Ta-da! Beautiful, true. Alright. We're getting there, slowly, but we are getting there. 13. Being pushy. Speaking of pushing to arrays, Ruby has some nice shortcuts for common method names. As luck would have it, one is for .push. Instead of typing out the .push method, name, you can simply use less than the concatenation operator, also known as the shovel, to add an element to the end of an array. 1, 2, 3, shovel, 4. Hashtag Mega Rocket, I don't know what that is. Arrow of sorts, 1, 2, 3, 4. Good news, it also works on strings. You can do Yukihiro, concatenate, Matsumoto. Yukihiro, Matsumoto. Update the code in the editor to use the concatenation operator instead of the .push and plus. So, what are we doing? Alphabet blah, alphabet push D, update me. Caption plus this guy. So get rid of pushity push. And I wonder if I get rid of push, if I can get rid of the parentheses. I probably can, which is probably part of the fun of shovel, is that we don't need the parentheses. I kind of want to try it first with them, but we're just gonna forge ahead and do it without less than. A fantastic looking shovel, I might add. And get rid of that. Shovelly. This guy doesn't have any what's it called? Parentheses. Yeah. Fascinating. Save and submit. Boom. Beautiful. A giraffe surrounded by wizards. Start next lesson. 14. String interpolation. You can always use the plain old plus or shovel to add a variable value into a string. Drink equals espresso. I love space end quote plus drink. I love espresso. I love shovel espresso. But if you don't want, just kidding. But if you want to do it for non-string values, you have to use .2s to make it a string. Age 26, I am space, end quote, concatenation, age .2_s, or concatenating, beginning quote, space, years old. And that nightmare is over with. Versus I am shovel, age .2s, do more shoveling, years old. This is complicated, and complicated is not the Ruby way. A better way to do this is with string interpolation. The syntax looks like this. I love drink. I am age years old. All you need to do is place the variable name inside the hashtag curly braces with a string. I thought we already had gone over that. We've seen examples of this before. I mean, we've even used this in other things when we put stuff. Like here, we'd do thing, right? We'd get rid of this guy. Well, let's look at the instructions. It's probably, yeah, it's exactly what I thought they were going to ask. Remove the concatenation operator and rewrite the code using hashtag curly braces thing. You'll want to put one complete string on line 6. Yeah, good. So, hashtag curliness thing. Like, we've done this exact thing, literally. The hashtag curly braces in putzing stuff well before section 7. Hell, we've probably done this type of thing in at least half of the activities through Ruby, so I'm not sure why they're introducing it here now. If this is a more commonplace thing. This is like the nil thing all over again. They could have explained what the hell nil is from the get-go. They didn't need to wait until they got to hashes to explain it. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Me, I'm the crazy person. I'm the one who's struggling with the vocabulary even, so don't listen to me. Save and submit. Fire away. A few of my favorite things. Breathing would be one of them, but I can't. Oh god, death, and now we're sneezing. Disgusting. Why? I'm a monster. With a terrible respiratory system. Ugh. Why? I love espresso, I love candy, Ruby, espresso, and candy. No sound of music. Not now. Okay, review by refactoring. One-liners. Alright, time to put your new knowledge to work by refactoring some existing code. Refactoring is just a fancy way of saying we're improving the structure or appearance of our code without changing what it actually does. We won't cover every bit of syntax from the previous exercises, but we'll hit the highlights. Ready? Instructions. Refactor the content of the editor just to one line of code. Okay. If 1 less than 2, if there's nothing in my eye, that would be super awesome. The one-eyed programmer, we're gonna have to change the name of the stream. Oh god. Feels like a boulder or a small bird. One of those. And now my nose is leaking. Holy hell. We'll stop to blow my nose and deal with the eye thing when we figure this out. Son of a bitch. We are falling apart by the second. Okay, so what are we doing? Refactor the content. If blankety blank puts blah. End. Well, I know we can get rid of end. This is really hard with one eye and one hand. Puts something. The if statement goes after. Everything is so itchy. God damn it. Okay, we're good. We're good. X? Yeah, that's right. That's right. We're gonna bring it home. Boom. God, I hope that works. Save and submit. Yes! 1 is less than 2. They agree. Okay, next lesson. hold on, before we dive into the ternary operator, gotta deal with all of this. My eye situation and blowing my nose, so just hold on. Dear God. Okay, we are barely alive. Crisis averted. Who knew the human body had so many fluids, right? I mean, it was just disturbing. Anyways, onwards. 16 of 20. We're so close to the end. Are we gonna live? Are we gonna survive? No one knows. This is great. The ternary operator. Good. Let's make our code even more streamlined using the ternary operator. 3 equals 3, puts 3, equivalent to 3, question mark, of course, colon, Schwet, puts of course. The example above is just a syntax reminder, instructions, refactor the if statement in the editor, use a ternary operator to puts the correct sentence. Entity hint. Yeah, all kinds of fun stuff. So name and other stuff. We don't really have a first bit. We're just kind of faced with a boolean from the get-go. So I'm not too concerned. I mean, I guess we could say if 1 equals 1. I just don't think that's necessary. We're gonna get rid of the else and shove in a colon, because that seems the right thing to do. We'll get rid of end. We will get rid of puts. Nestle that right up against the colon. Get that on one line, followed by puts blah blankety blank, put something, question mark, it's puts true if, and that's what we're doing. Copy. We don't need the if. There we go. That could be wrong, but my spidey senses are telling me that's mostly right, and I don't want to dive out of the window right now. So if it is wrong, probably only slightly wrong. I hope. Save and submit. Boom! Green check mark in your face, Codecademy. They tried to trick us, but they didn't. Mostly due to luck. I'm not saying that we got there. That was not exactly the most confident coding session right there, but we did make it out alive, so, you know, take it with a grain of salt. Next lesson. 17 of 20. In the case of many options. That's gonna be the title of my autobiography. Excellent. Regular if-else statements aren't the only ones we can refactor, though a chain of if-else statements can clean up really nicely too. Little cat, we are nearing the end. You've been mostly decent. So if you can continue being mostly decent over there. Oh, yeah. Okay, she just wants scratches. All right, we'll scratch her. Refactor the if else statement in the editor into a tidy case statement. Int casity case. So for starters, we're gonna have to type the word case. I know that much. Hey, that is my elbow. No claws. No claws. I'm gonna look at the hint. Oh god. There's like 0 oxygen in this room. Actually, there's plenty of oxygen in this room. I just have 0 lung capacity to breathe, damn it. What are we doing? Here's one way of structuring a case statement, case variable. So we want, oh, what the hell do we want to do? We're just going to do it down here. That way I don't have to look at any of this BS. Case language. Case language. When value 1, then 2. So if Ruby, then puts yourself. Huh? Pretty good? Pretty good? This guy should probably be indented. I think I can live with that. So how do I want to do this? Value 1 all the way to 9, else do the default thing. Else end. We're going to save else end for the end. So Python, and if should be when. If should be when. When. Copy. When. Beautiful, beautiful. And then we're going to be deleting all of this as we can. Okay, mostly good, mostly good. Now we are taking then and shoving it here. What's the easiest way to cram a then in? I guess just before the puts. That seems the easiest right there. Just like so. And then when we back it up, fantastic. This is all coming together swimmingly. And tab U and tab U. And lastly, we will be elsing. Else, end. Copy. Okay. Who thinks that's going to be okay? Raise of hands. Good. Samesies. Let's get rid of this and try that. Little kitty. Did she leave? She left. She's gone forever. What's your favorite language? Let's do, that's a toughie. That's a toughie. I don't want to say JavaScript or CSS. Since I can't decide between JavaScript or CSS, I kind of want to put HTML as a objectionable third party, a non-invested answer. Kind of like other, because I don't want to put else. sort of a cop-out. Since I can't decide between JavaScript or CSS, and there's no way in hell I'm going to put Ruby or Python, at least as of right now, I think that really only leaves HTML. So we're going to do that. HTML. HTML is what websites are made of. Good, good, good. Okay, 18. The conditional assignment. Perfect. Now let's review conditional assignment. We'll take a break from strict editing mode and let you do a bit more writing. Create a variable called favorite animal and conditionally assign it to a string containing the name of your favorite animal. We've got vertical pipes followed by an equal sign with a string little kitty. She is the living embodiment of my nightmares, but she is so damn cute, it's impossible not to love her. So, you know, the serious yin and yang thing going on there, but that's just part of life, you know? Save and submit, little kitty, boom. Conditionally assigned. Forever. Implicit return. Next up, let's simplify our method madness by removing unnecessary returns from our code. Write a method where that takes a number as an argument. See, I'm remembering now because I messed up recently. The whole argument thing. I know argument is basically a parameter. So that means I can do this. Kind of. We'll look at hint, but in the meantime, write a method, square, that takes a number as an argument and implicitly returns the square of that number. So implicit means there's no return stated. There is an end. Tab. So a number. I guess that'd be x. Should we do n? N. We'll do n squared. Maybe. Blows up in our face. Well, we'll look at the hint. Okay, it hates everything about us as a person and as a programmer, but we can live with that. We can live with that. Did you define a method called square? I don't think so. To be honest, I am. No. Ruby method will automatically return the value of the last expression you evaluated. You just need to put the correct expression in the body of a square. No return necessary. You can calculate the square of a number, n. Yeah, what do you know? We even used n. How cool. By writing either n blah or n squared 2. We got that bit. So maybe it's just n square equals n. Save and submit. That seems bad too. That seems bad too. I felt like I was so close. Well, let's look the forums. Might as well get this over with. Although, we can also just look at implicit returns yet again. Implicit returns. Look at that. There's a whole section dedicated to it that we conquered last night. Define. Oh. You smelly son of a forgetful, unloved, goddamn. It's because it's late. No excuses, Steven. It's because you suck. Deal with it. We're getting better. We're here to fall on our face, and we fell hard. We fell hard, in section 19. We're going to pick ourselves up, learned to correct our mistake. We're going to define that shit real hard with parentheses and everything. We forgot to define. And now it's there. Fire away. Save and submit. Boom. Nilled. Beautiful. Beautiful. Start next lesson. For shame. How did they know? I think we mentioned this. It's like it was titled for us. For shame. Alright, last one. Let's do something about the decidedly un-Ruby for loop in the editor. 10 dot times do, puts, knock knock, puts, who's there, end. Let's finish up by refactoring the for loop on the right using dot times instead. For I in 1 to 3 puts, I'm a refactoring master. 1 to 3 isn't 3 times, so I'm just gonna do 3 dot times do. Oh my god, I don't even know what's happening. Undo. 3 dot times do. Seems bad, but we're gonna run it anyways. Save and submit. Oh, we did. Because I am a refactoring master. Little kitty? No? Is she gone? She's totally gone. That's okay. We figured it out. The Zen of Ruby conquered. Good, good, good. Alright, let's go ahead and close out of that. Congratulations, you finished this course. Up next, the Refactor Factory. In this project, we'll use step-by-step refactoring to vastly improve the readability and structure of a program. Start lesson. Now, we are going to be day 123 is coming to an end, but we will take a peek. It is on the horizon for day 124. What you'll be fixing. Alright, we're going to reinforce our knowledge of Ruby best practices by refactoring some existing code. Mentioned, refactoring is the process by which we improve a code's structure, appearance, and or performance without modifying its overall behavior. The code in the editor is a Ruby method, first n primes, that takes a number n and generates a list of first n prime numbers. Unfortunately, our poor author hasn't yet mastered all the tools available in Ruby, but we can fix that. Tomorrow. Good, good, good. How many sections are in this? 7. Not bad. Not bad. Good, good times. So that's what's on the horizon. The Refactor Factory is the primary to-do list for tomorrow, day 124. But for tonight / today, we are backing out. You're going to see where we're concluding day 123 stat-wise. Currently, we stand 68% of the way through Ruby, with 1,425 points to our name. And how many badges? And 197 badges. Good, good times. We're going to go ahead and back out, close down the stream. Thank you again to anyone and everyone who may have stopped by to view the stream. Greatly appreciate it, as always. The adventure continues tomorrow. In the meantime, stop in at the stream. Are you sure you want to stop the stream? Hell yeah. Kill it!